Hiya! Welcome to Rap Sesh. Vinyl Vixen and Slim Sheddy here this week.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? This week we are going to fill you guys in on our most current project, which is this Tahoe right here. We are cherry bomb. That's what we're doing, right? That's what I want to call this rap.
What, the cherry bomb?
Cherry bombing. We're cherry bombing this rap. It's in
3M?
No.
Avery?
It's Avery Matte Metallic Cherry. We're doing a full exterior wrap on it, but we're also going to be doing the de-chrome in the cherry as well, which is going to be really, really interesting.
Oh yeah.
Not something that we normally do. So this week we are going to give you guys what you love, which is tutorials. We're going to give you a tutorial on how to do the grill on this Tahoe, which if you've seen them before, they are a bitch. Just saying. So we're going to fill you guys in on that whole process, and let's watch Slim Sheddy slay. Yeah? Okay.
You can't throw it behind you. So we're doing a Tahoe grill today, and I already have all the inlays in here, which it actually takes quite a few inlays to do it in the way that's going to last. You could probably do this in one piece on a couple spots, but it probably wouldn't hold up very long. So we're gonna throw some inlays in there and make it last a little longer. It's gonna still look just as nice. So what we're gonna do is, since I already have all the inlays in here, we're just gonna do a nice big full pull over this. I'm not gonna lay any knifeless because I'm gonna free cut all the spots that are gonna fall in, and then they're gonna end up just overlaying on these inlays.
You're gonna free cut.
I already said all that.
Well, then you should be good.
Well, so yeah, but this grill has a lot of, you can see if you look real closely, it's got a lot of rock chips. Unfortunately on chrome, it's kind of hard to get away from. So it's gonna look like a little bit of bumps here and there, but it'll look a lot better and it's gonna be a lot cleaner once you get this wrapped up. Plus it's gonna be in a nice metallic film, which is gonna hide a lot of that. So yeah, let's get going on it. So we're just gonna full pull this with a nice amount of tension. No, it's good, just go. Let's get a nice tension. Nice little pull there. You always wanna fix your wrinkles right away, because if you don't, they're going to leave marks. So we're just gonna tack all the middle, or the top down. This material is pretty transparent, so you can actually see exactly where you're squeegeeing, which is pretty nice. You always want to try to work to where you don't cut yourself off and have to work out bubbles as much as possible, because sometimes they just don't come out very well. So I forgot to mention earlier, I did use knifeless tape when I laid my inlays, just to get some nice, really straight lines on these edges. As long as your lines are straight, nobody will see them. And as long as you're on the right area of the apex, you also will not see them. Just work my edges down really well. And then I'm just gonna do these side ones real quick. So I've got a couple inlays in here. You don't wanna ever tighten this up too tight before you cut it, because if you leave it there for a minute, you'll get lines. So you always want to cut those right away. So now that we have it all tacked, we'll start these bigger inlays here. Make sure everything's nice and down so we don't have any edges getting all weird on us. You always want to stay super clean, because if you have wrinkly vinyl everywhere, it can really throw you off. So I'm going to cut right on the top of this inlay here, or right on the top of this vent here. By the way, this Cerakote knife is awesome for free cuts, because you barely have to touch the material and it cuts right through it. It's awesome. Which is also awesome, it doesn't cut you. It's really weird. Don't try to cut yourself. Don't do that. So you're gonna use the tension of the vinyl to really get this to cut nice. And you definitely want to make sure you have a sharp blade. See, I didn't even have it broken off. I'm gonna break one off here, just to show you it's a fresh blade and it still doesn't cut me. So just want to make sure I'm gonna go along with a really nice cut. And then once it gets long enough here, you're gonna want to grab it because it does get loose, and keep your tension on it for these free cuts. And as long as you use your other fingers to stabilize you, I mean, you're really totally fine as long as you just stay right next to that edge. Just follow that along. And when you get to the edge, you want to stay really close so you don't get too far. That way that works in nice. Tuck that top and that disappears. We're going to kind of use our thumb to work that down a little, and then we're going to cut it out just a hair to relieve some of this stress. Just enough. To really get that, to let it kind of fall where it needs to fall. Start with this one here. Got a little heat on there. And I want to do this first, just because it gets that side down, and then we'll work towards the top. And you always want to hold it, because if you don't hold it, it's going to stretch on you and it might end up short. And once you get that down, it's always good to just relieve your cut here, because it's going to relieve a lot of pressure. Kind of work that over. This top piece, we're really going to have to stretch, but it'll work. I'll burn my hair. Nice. You want to work it just to where you're not having pressure anywhere, because the more pressure you have, the more lines you're going to create. Relief cut that there. Work that down. And this is a matte material, so torches aren't recommended, but that's what I use. A nifty wrap stick here really helps. Some nice heat on there after you're done working that in, just so it holds well. You don't want it lifting up on you. So we're gonna move towards the top of this here. So we're just gonna kind of pull these out here, work one side at a time. A nice amount of heat. And we're gonna work that in just like that. Right around the corner. And then while that's there, we're gonna do the other side. You really have to use the right amount of heat, or this does not end up working out well for you. Certain materials probably wouldn't be able to do this area, which is okay, because I'll show you actually with this one how to relief that if you run into problems. If something is too tight, or you need to relief it just because it ripped. So we'll do that right here, because down here at the bottom, it is a very tight corner. So I'll show you how to kind of throw a little fuse in there, and it'll look just normal. And relief that right about there. What is this? Get out of here!
I'm helping.
No, you go into the other. You can't help if you can't see. No, I can't. You can't teach or learn if you cannot see. So these corners down here, like I said, I'd probably have to relief anyways. This one made it, this one didn't make it all the way. But that is totally fine, because we have a solution. So if you run into that problem, you You just want to relief cut it here on that stressed area. And we'll probably just relief cut this one as well, just a hair. Now we're gonna cut this out here. Gonna let it cool down. If you don't let it cool down, it's kind of gummy and it won't cut right. All right. So since I had to relief cut these areas here, which are very minor down at the bottom, I'm going to fuse a piece up over this, and it's just gonna hold down and kind of tuck everything in there so it's not hanging out. Nice post heat on this to make sure it really sits. All right, so I finished this grill. Definitely want to post heat a ton on chrome. It doesn't like to stick very well to it. So I did a lot of inlays in here just so it'll last over time, if you can see them. If you can't see them, then I did my job. But yeah, we're about to throw this back on the car and it should all be good after that.
And time-wise?
Yeah, it took about an hour to do the inlays and about an hour and a half or so to do the whole grill.
Alright guys, thank you for watching the tutorial this week on dechroming a Tahoe grill. If you want to see the finished results, make sure to follow our social media. That is RapSeshAZ and Vinyl Vixen Raps on Facebook and Instagram. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you dig the Rap Sesh vibes.
Oh. Got it.
And we'll see you next week.